Hi, this is Cynthia Ortiz. It is May 23rd, 2023. These are the Charles Perry Stalker Podcast. This is Cynthia Ortiz. This email is dated October 29, 2015, where I'm telling my ex-husband, and my youngest son knew as well, Mr. Perry is threatening a false arrest. So there's one of them that I told people. Here's another one, dated January 4, 2016. You see it right here. See? He mistakenly thought that a denial of a protective order on jurisdiction it was a vindication. I also forgot to bring my police report. That was the second reason my protective order in May 2015 was denied. If someone's threatening you with death and false arrest, you need a protective order. I had already moved twice to get away from Charles Perry. Didn't want any more contact with him, no more conflict. Nothing. He's a sex trafficker. And I'm going to say allegedly, but we've got a lot of evidence of that. So I said me being dead or arrested on a faked up charge he's been trying to do for 2 years is not going to equal him being vindicated from stalking me. Why are you always in Oklahoma, Mr. Perry? How often are you in Oklahoma? Why are you in Oklahoma? And, why people are getting really upset with you for interfering with my family relationships. So we've gotten a lot of names of people that work with you. Lucius, Calvin, Geppetto is your witch. Blankenship, Desiree, Sanjay, your hacker. Lawrence, Andrew, Ruben, James, Beverly, Kate, Monique. Who's Monique and where is she right now? Charles, who's Monique? And, if there's going to be a grand jury, let's let the grand jury hear me ask you those questions. Who's Monique and where is she right now? Who is Lucius to you? How did you meet him and when? Who's Calvin to you? Calvin is bald and fat, I know that. The police that are investigating you for sex trafficking and sex exploitation and depriving women and children of human rights. Witness tampering, obstruction, perjury. It started out with human rights violations. So you would tell the grand jury the answer to these questions. How did you meet Calvin? When and where and how? Who is he to you? What does he do for you? What about Geppetto the witch? What about Beverly? What about James and Ruben? What about Andrew and Lawrence? What about Sanjay? Tell the grand jury who those people are. Does the grand jury know that my son said in a child custody case, I'm gonna live with my grandparents because I'm afraid of my mother? Never says why, never says what happened, never says, there's no details given at all, just it's vague. I'm afraid of him. I'm afraid of her. So I tell the judge, my son plays football. He is knocking flat on the ground 6 foot 300 pound boys. Knocking him flat. He could put me in a coma. So they changed it. They changed the story to say that my son was violent with me. He pulled me to the couch in this violent way and it was awful, blah, blah, blah. None of that happened. My son has never been violent with me. I'm going to tell the truth. It doesn't matter what he does. It doesn't matter what anybody else does. I'm going to tell the truth. My son was never violent with me. He did pull me to the couch, and I was shocked to hear that it was described and portrayed in a way that it didn't happen. It wasn't violent. I wasn't bruised. It didn't even leave a red mark on my arm. I was walking by, and he simply reached up, grabbed my arm, pulled me to the couch, and said, I need to talk to you. Sit down. It was not hard. It wasn't rough. It was just done like a kid does. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Does he know that his grandparents put that in the they asked me about it in the deposition. These are part of the court records. They are public record. Anyone from anywhere can go look it up. In Bernalillo County, New Mexico. Mr. Perry, we have a witness that says that you troll women. He says, ever since I've known Charles Perry, he's a sex sadist, he's dysfunctional, and he's a sex weirdo, pervert. He trolls women. He tells his family he's out of town on business. He's not. He's trolling women. He finds divorced women with kids because they're a little bit vulnerable. He'll put a hidden camera in their home when they're at work or at school and they're not there. Then he begins to broadcast them on the dark web. You don't think that caught some attention? You wanted to be international, so you are. And sells watch time. He gets them fired, makes sure they can't find another job. They lose their house. Then he has the ex take the kids away. Then he traffics them. He sells them. This is like the window shopping. So he has the ex take the kids away, or if the ex won't do it, grandparents maybe. So that's what that was. You made me a victim. Only I'm not a victim. It's different when you do it to me and you act like you don't know that. Every time you contact me, we find out what you're up to. You're pissing off a lot of really good people who are very, very, very uncomfortable with what you guys are doing. Very uncomfortable with it. I can get information like that, like the grand jury testimony of my son today. I heard it. How do you think I got that? Leaks and wiretap orders. You piss off your leaks every day that I'm broke. Every day Mike Neely is in jail for something there's no possible way he could have done. Every day that you invade my privacy, my guys invade yours, Mr. Perry. You asked for it. You like getting in people's business and invading privacy? Well, you ought to like it when they do it to you. Do you? They have a court order. You just have a weirdo problem you have no power over. You can't control yourself. What's it like to spend a whole decade of your life, some little old shriveled up fart with his doll, all by himself, with a doll, watching TV, pretending that's what you see on TV is your life? It doesn't get any more pathetic. It doesn't get any more pathetic. What you've done to me has done nothing for a decade but get us information before you do it. Like the McNamara email I just showed. I just showed it. When you contact me, when you take my money, when you invade my privacy, when you cause a problem or a loss for me, we always find out before. We found out about your Miami plan. Let's get her to Miami. Maybe she'll go there. Coercion is a very serious crime. Witness tampering is a very serious crime. And I'm asserting my right to equal protection, Mr. Consueler. Title 18 of the United States Code 1512 and 1513 prohibits everything you guys are doing. Everything. And all applicable state laws that are similar to that. I'm a witness and a victim in a much bigger case. This is witness tampering. We found out Mike Neely was drugged before anybody else said it. Just like we found out you just had my son testify. To what? You know when's the last time I talked to my son? He doesn't know a damn thing about me. I haven't talked to him or seen him since he was 14. Because you did what the witness said. Have the ex take the kids away. That makes us more vulnerable. You make us broke. You rip families apart. And then we're easier to traffic, right? You took my social security card and my birth certificate and you're trying to get my driver's license and my car. So there's just nothing left. Now she'll go to Miami, where we can even do more to her. We heard you talking about it. The police that have that, they're not just getting names, sir. How bad are they going to make things for you? When are they going to what are they going to do to you? When are they going to do it? And how bad is it going to be for you? It'll be in direct proportion to how bad you've made my life. I'll tell you that. It'll be within their purview of their the job in law enforcement. I'll tell you that. But you're not getting away with it when you do it to me. If I'm sitting here quoting you, and I know you had my son talk to our grand jury today. I heard the whole thing. What else did I hear? I heard the whole thing. You have leaks. And they have court orders to get all that kind of shit. If you're going to have people go perjure themselves to try to do another false arrest, you've been doing that for years, sir. They're there every time. They're there every time, sir. It's different when you do it to me, Lucius, Calvin, Geppetto, Blankenship, Desiree, Sanjay, Lawrence, Andrew, whoever's named Muffin Man. Tell the jury, Charles, who's Monique and where is she right now? What about Mary Beth, sometimes goes by Beth? How'd you meet her? What'd you do to her? Be very, very careful about what you say under oath, Mr. Perry. It can come back and get you later. For sure, would you coerce a child or a young man into saying in a court of law under oath? An affidavit is a sworn statement. I'm telling the truth, and he's saying I'm afraid of my mother with why? No details. Just I'm afraid of her. For what? Because of why? Then they change it when I say he's got nothing to be afraid of. He could put me in a coma. Then all of a sudden they change it and he's violent. And that's a part of the court record. That Tristan is violent. And Tristan is not violent. And I said that in my deposition. A deposition is a part of the court record, Mr. Perry. Make sure the grand jury hears that. Okay? Don't you again ask my family to lie for you. How bad are they going to make things for you when they do what they do? What are they going to do to you? What are they going to do to you? When are they going to do it? And how bad will it be? You don't know. Within the purview of their jobs in law enforcement, Charles Perry, answer the question for the fucking jury. What are they going to do? When are they going to do it? How bad will it be for you? And Geppetto, and Lucius, and Calvin. Can you tell me? You invade my privacy, they invade yours. They have court orders to do that. He's going to go convene a grand jury again to try to coerce Cynthia and intimidate her using the justice system. Your Honor, we need a court order to hear everything that is said. We're going to catch him in the perjury or suborning perjury. We're catching him. Do it again one more time, you bitch. Do it one more time. I dare you. You forget who it is you're dealing with. What are they going to do to you? When are they going to do it? And how bad will it be? They are not just getting names. Stupid. They're not just getting names, Charles. How many people's lives have you blown up? And you don't give a fuck about it. Your only concern is, who told on me? Who told on me? How come I can't get a date? How come I can't get women to like me? You sit there on your fat, lazy ass, perverting around, old fart, wrinkled up, watching TV with a doll by yourself. And that's all you've done for a decade. And you can't figure out why you can't get women to like you? You gotta buy and sell us like we're a commodity? Like we're some fucking piece of furniture? Why don't you do all this? Why don't you get your threats and shit that you do behind your computer? Why did you do it to my face? Sir, do it to my fucking face, you pathetic nothing. Every time you convene a grand jury, Mr. Consueler, there's going to be a court order to hear everything said in there due to the numerous counts of perjury. Do you understand? I'm just saying. I'm just full disclosure. Full disclosure. Every time there's a grand jury convened to try to do something to me, there will be a court order allowing us to hear every fucking thing that's said. So is everybody clear on that? I don't mix words. I don't say anything in a way that's confusing or difficult to understand, do I?
Live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why
I don't. Just talk.
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
leave me alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice to you. Please,
what
God
happened?
bless you, but
What
please leave me
happened?
alone. Please leave me alone. Stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why
I don't. Just talk.
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
leave me alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice to you. Please,
what
God
happened?
bless you, but
What
please leave me
happened?
alone. Please leave me alone. Stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stopped.
Does that look like she's in love with that dude? I've been doing that for a decade. You're not just a stalker. You stalk and you're a trafficker. They go hand in hand, do they not? And that little witchcraft voodoo shit that you guys do. I'm doing my homework last night. They're showing a video from my school on sex trafficking. And apparently hiring a witch to cast spells on somebody is common. It's just what they do. They cast a spell on the victim to try to control the victim. And your guy, Geppetto, does Oklahoma City police that actually do something about trafficking, do they know about Geppetto? Do they know him? I'd like to introduce them to him. Geppetto, why don't you come talk to me to my face? Why don't you come talk to me to my face? Why don't we, you and I, Go talk to Oklahoma City police about what you do to victims of sex trafficking. How you'll want to try to control them. And you get frustrated with me. Does she have sage? My spells don't work on her. You know what I have, Geppetto? I have God's word that said I saw Satan fall from heaven like lightning. You have authority over these evil spirits. You will trample on scorpions and snakes, and no harm will come to you. We overcome by the word of our testimony and the blood of the Lamb, and every knee will bow, every tongue will confess, even yours. Jesus is Lord. It's not up to you. It never has been, it never will be. So it doesn't work on me. I don't have sage. I don't. I get that in Oklahoma, people believe that that wards off evil spirits. I found the Bible. I tried it. Didn't work for me. What worked for me is God's word. Goes out and always produces fruit. You guys are some wicked fucks. I don't think God likes you much. I don't think he does. If you turn to him, then that's a whole different thing, but you're not. You're not one bit remorseful. You don't give a fuck who you hurt or how bad you hurt them. If you cause one of these little ones, like my kids, to fall, it's better for you, not the kid, for you, that a millstone is hung around your neck and you get thrown into the sea. And Jesus said that, didn't he? He didn't say it's good for the kids if you get thrown into the sea. He said it's good for you, better for you. What do you think about that? At the end of the day, this isn't between me and you, it's between you and God and me and God, don't you think? You put women through this, terrorizing and terrorizing. You have horrified people. Sir, I can get information at the snap of a finger, like your grand jury this morning. And from now on, every time you do a grand jury, I think they've been doing it for a while now. Every time you try to convene a grand jury to try to do something to me, illegally incarcerate me again, to coerce me into something I do not want to do, they'll have a court order to hear the whole fucking thing, just so you know. You won't know they're hearing. You won't. It'll be like now. I'm saying it after, right? Not before. Not. You know. I'm telling you now. After the boy testified.
Fuck me. That's why
No, I don't. Just
leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you. I
What
don't
happens-
ever want to hear your voice to you. Please,
what
God
happened-
bless you, but
what
please leave
happened?
me
What
alone.
steps?
Please leave me alone. Stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I
What
don't.
about
Stop
that?
stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why
No, I don't. Just
leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes.
Did you think we were just getting names, Charles? You're just not all there, are you? We also found out from court orders and leaks and shit, you have Huntington's disease. It causes hallucination, delusion, paranoia, psychosis. You're psychotic. Diagnosed psychotic. And impaired cognitive reasoning. When you do the crime to me for 10 years every damn day, you get caught. Nothing else happens but that. It's different when you do it to me, but it's the same every time you do it. We get the information before, not after. I'm not sitting in jail. But I heard the grand jury. I will every time. Just so you know.
I don't. Stop stalking.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave
You
me
can tell
alone.
all you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to, but even when they're not. Unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior, and you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her, and you need to leave her alone. And this is bacon.
And so Mr. Perry has spent a decade sitting on his fat, lazy ass, perverting around, watching women in the privacy of their home, all by himself, all wrinkled up and old, all by himself with a dolly. Sitting there going, why don't women like me? Why don't women like me? Why? Why don't women like me? What could it be? What could it be? Well, you destroy us, or try to. Right? Isn't that your thing? Do you have mommy issues? Your mom humiliated you or something, sir? And so you're going to take that out on everybody else and bother us with that? Instead of having the dignity and the class to keep your mommy issues between you and your mommy? I don't, you know, you're a low-life scumbag criminal. For me, you're a job. Don't forget, it's me that has caught your crime like never in your life before. I don't have help. I mean, can't do that by myself. I have help. There's no way that I could do that all by myself. There's no fucking way. So, what are they going to do to you for what you've done to me? And all your other victims. And Mike and Lisa Neely. And John Neely. And the Miller kids. And Amber. And when are they going to do it? And how bad is it going to be for you? Within their job in law enforcement, what are they going to do? And when are they going to do it? They're not just getting names. Did you think that? Well, you're not all there, so you might have. And you thought wrong. You don't beat down women and children and think that makes you a tough guy. It's different when you do it to me. And you always forget who it is you're dealing with. Right? Yeah, you're not all there. You either, Lucius and Calvin. I mean, we say it and then we show you. Every fucking day. And you guys go right back at it. And we're all like, wow. It's so easy, it's not fair. The gift that keeps on giving as far as criminal evidence. Let's all go talk to Oklahoma City Police, huh? Geppetto, why don't I introduce you to them? This is the witch that casts spells on sex trafficked victims in Oklahoma. This is him. Our guys are going to get you on witness tampering. That's what they call it. Okay? Can you live with that, Geppetto? This is inappropriate. It's a felony in Oklahoma. It is illegal. And everybody fucking is sick of this. People are very angry at you for causing division in my family. I just want you to know that. I moved twice to get away from you, and I came to Oklahoma to be with my family and get away from you. And everybody wants to know, well, why then isn't she with her family? When's the last time her family was together and they didn't feel threatened? Why is Charles with them? That's not his family. Why are you with them? I didn't introduce you to my family. There's no fucking way I would take you around my family. My guy said in March 2020 and again in July 2022, you don't invade Cynthia's privacy anymore. You don't contact her or her family ever again. Not in any way, shape, or form, directly or indirectly, and she's not to be broke one more day. Not even one more day. Respect the law and respect her, or I'm fixing to do it for you. I'll kick your ass. And so he is. We heard your grand jury bullshit. We heard your Miami plan. Try to get her to go to Miami where we can do more to her. Try to coax her to Texas where we can do more to her. You guys call that Hansel and Gretel. You use code words. We have your code words. Who's the Muffin Man? That's a nickname. Who is that? How do you tell the jury who that is? How you know him? When you met him? What's he to you? Tell the jury, Charles. When's the last time you saw your family? Huh? Jacqueline, your wife? Jordan, your daughter? Matthew, your son? And grandchildren? When's the last time you saw your own family? Huh? Get the fuck away from my family. You guys hack DoorDash? You keep me from making money? They sit there and watch you. They're recording everything y'all do. The same guys that just told me about Tristan in the grand jury and your Miami plan. And, gave me the McNamara email and told me you have Huntington's disease and Mike Neely was drugged. We said it before anybody else said it, didn't we? Months before. He was found unconscious and in respiratory distress. Not from being knocked out in a drunken brawl, but from being overdosed with opioids. We said it in March 2020. Depositions weren't taken until May 2020, and they didn't hit the docket for everybody to look at until June or July. How did we get that, Charles? We're not just getting names, bitch. What do you think this is? Within their purview, within law enforcement, what are they going to do to you? When are they going to do it? How bad is it going to be? Tell the jury what Hansel and Gretel means to you. What Weeble wobbles. We're Weeble wobbles. We'll wobble, but no, we can't. We don't fall down. We're not going to be prosecuted. My ass, you are. What do you think we're getting this stuff for you? Maybe not in Tulsa. Did you think we called up Tulsa and said, do we have permission? Nope. No one cares. You know what they care about? Make the bad guy stop. Stop the crime. Tell victims you're safe now. We slayed your dragon. He will never hurt you again. We made your hurt go away. Even if Tulsa didn't. Tulsa dropped the ball. That's not us. We're go-to people. That's us. We'll go through shit you wouldn't believe to make sure that gets done. The job gets done. The bad guy's in jail, and he will never hurt victims again. We will make their hurt go away. They're safe now. That's what we're up to, Charles. I'm a civilian consultant. Sometimes I'm a janitor. Sometimes I'm a secretary. It depends on what we need me to be that suits us. Okay? You do this to women, people fucking hate you. Everybody's sick and tired of you.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave
You
me
can all
alone.
you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to, but even when they're not. Unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumb ass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior, and you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her, and you need to leave her alone. And this is bacon.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone. Leave me here. Please. This make you.
How does it make you feel to have somebody take pictures of you wherever you go, where you live? Just doing normal things normal people do. Right? How does that feel, Charles? How does it feel to have your privacy invaded the way you invade mine? Except not as vulgar. Ours is for collecting evidence of crime. Yours is vulgar and obscene, and I'm saying it's rape because you're doing it to me. All by yourself, all pathetic, all shriveled up, little old fart, all by himself with a doll. Wow. Why can't I get women to like me? I don't know. What could it be? What could it be? I'm gonna starve her until she lies. How many times did you say that? How many recordings of that do we have? Calvin? You too. Bald, fat Calvin. So, this guy, she's trying to explain to him, do you like having a camera in your face? And he's stupid. And he starts talking about all the pictures he has of her. Do you know how many pictures I have of you, Charles? Zilch. I don't give a fuck about you. I moved to Oklahoma to be with my family and get away from you. If my family was in Idaho, we'd all be in Idaho. If my family lived in LA, we'd all be in LA. If my family lived in Florida, we'd all be in Florida. And it's none of your business, is it? You're the nosy bodyest. You and Connie Curry. You gotta go out with her. You're the same. Just nosy body, butt in, butt in. Get a life already.
You feel? You're filming my father and my fucking sister. How does this make you
Is that
feel?
the one that put all those scratches on your arm? You want to see the
Scratches?
pictures? You want,
I got
I'll show you-
scratches.
I can show you the pictures right now.
No, I want you to leave my family fucking alone.
Keep hanging outside of there.
Monkey, hit the road. Dude, I promise you, you're gonna get yours and you're
I
gonna
don't
get
give a
it
fuck.
good.
You can bring whoever the fuck you want.
That's okay. You're
You
gonna
can bring
Is
a
that
whole
a
fucking
threat?
army. I don't give a fuck.
This make you feel? You're filming my father and my fucking sister. How does this make you
Is that
feel?
the one that put all those scratches on your arm? You want to see the
Scratches?
pictures? You want,
I got
I'll show you-
scratches.
I can show you the pictures right now.
No, I want you to leave my family fucking alone.
Keep hanging outside of there.
Monkey, hit the road. Dude, I promise you, you're gonna get yours and you're
I
gonna
don't
get
give a
it
fuck.
good.
You can bring whoever the fuck you want.
That's okay. You're
You
gonna
can
find
bring
Is that
a
a
whole fucking
threat?
army. I don't give a fuck.
This
So I heard the same fucking thing. I have pictures of you. I can see you. I have pictures of you. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna take. Looks like we just took. Look like we just got. Yeah, you have my son testify in front of a grand jury, and it wasn't proper testimony, was it? Did he perjure himself? Did you ask him to do that? Does he know that his grandparents lied about him in court? There's a deposition, Mr. Perry. There's a permanent court record. It's a public record. Anybody can go get it. How many times have you sworn perjury? Either like that or by concealment. Did you pressure my son to lie? Both of them? You stay the fuck away from my family. You stay the fuck away from my family. You, Charles Perry, Lucius Calvin Geppetto, stay the fuck away from my family. Stay the fuck away from my family. You don't have a choice. As much as we quote you, you are off your nut delusional if you think you do. You don't have a choice. Geppetto, let's go talk to Oklahoma City Police. Let's tell them what you do for these people. Let's show them the video and tell them what you do. Alright? You like being a witch? You don't see people lining up to go join the Church of Satan because it's fucking weirdo. You see Joel Osteen's church, you see Rhema, packed. Geppetto, packed. You are fucking creeping everybody out. You like being that guy? You like being the bitch of a bunch of sex weirdos? Is that the best you can do? I don't even know what to tell you. I don't even know what to say. Everybody's sick of the repeat.
This make you feel? You're.
That's okay.
Over and over, we say the same fucking thing, and you still don't get it. When you contact me, when you take my money, when you cause a problem for me, we find out more about your crime because you piss everybody off and everybody's sick of you. It's different when you do it to me, but it's the same every time you do it. Right? We get it before you do it, not after. Today we got the order done to hear the grand jury proceedings, and then we heard what everybody said. And now I'm telling you, here's what my kid said. Did you make him do that? What threats did you make? Were they subtle or were they direct? Because you threaten me every fucking day. I'm gonna starve you till you lie. Oh, yeah, and then you've tried. I slept in my car for the first time in my life. Why doesn't she like me? Old fart, wrinkled up little bitch, all by yourself with your doll. And that is your life for 10 years. Wow. Living the dream, aren't you?
I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll leave you alone.
Oh my god. It's too damn early for this shit. Leave me alone.
How do you dress like this? What are you a prostitute? I'm curious.
Sir, please leave.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me
Tell
alone.
all you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll leave you alone.
Oh my god. It's too damn early for this shit. Leave me alone.
How do you dress like this? What are you a prostitute? I'm curious.
Sir, please leave.
That's okay.
What does that say? The longer you are in my life, bothering me and my family, the more you contact me, the more you invade my privacy, the more problems you cause for me, the longer I'm broken, Mike's in jail, the more we get. And you're seeing things you've not seen before. And your own people said when he pesters her and takes her money, things do not go well for us. We're seeing things happen we've not seen before. When somebody says this has not happened before, and you keep doing the same thing and then you get the same results, you can't complain. You asked for it. How many times have I quoted you? We're not just quoting you. We're not just getting names. In their job in law enforcement, what are they going to do to you? When are they going to do it? And how bad will it be for you? It will be in direct proportion to what you guys have done to me and my family. Can you live with that? You can live with your choices, can't you? Living the dream there with your doll. What does that say in 2014? That was right before I moved from Dallas to here. I want the bitch to leave me the fuck alone. What about this recording? We have a victim in Tulsa. We've got to get her to Texas where we can do more to her. She's too many connections in the state of Oklahoma. We don't like it. She's catching our crime. Geppetto, let's go talk to Oklahoma City Police. I want you to give me a list and give them a list of all your victims that you've cast spells on for these guys. Maybe I'll give you a deal. Maybe they will give you a deal. I don't know. Why don't you do it to my face, bitch? Alright, after that October email, he's trying to find a way to false arrest me. I wrote a letter to the U.S. Attorney, pretty much saying the same thing. In August 2015, after 2 policemen came into my club at Sensations in Inola and said that Texas senator is just trying to find some way to put you in jail. He wanted us to help. We were like, no, that's not why we signed up to be cops. We signed up to be police to help people like you. But that doesn't mean he won't find a bitch that'll kiss his ass. The best they can do in their career in law enforcement is be the bitch of a sex weirdo. He might find somebody. This police report is dated the 21st of January 2016. A few days later, there's no evidence collected. There's no interview with a cop. I'm arrested for filing a false police report in retaliation for a public servant doing his job as a senator. I've been in politics all my life. My granddad was the chief of police of Roswell, New Mexico. His name is still on the police department to this day, right on the front door. L.M. Hall. He was the county treasurer. He was a city councilman. He is the reason Roswell is on the map. I'm not going to get into details on that anymore. My family was the power in the town where I grew up. You don't know what that's like. You have no fucking idea. You didn't grow up like I did. I was in federal government reform. I did not do state. State guys have just enough power to get on your fucking nerves. So I did federal. I met with Harry Reid. I met with John Ensign and a bunch of others. I'm not even going to name them all. I did not waste my time on state. I did not do state legislation at government reform, anything in Texas. I did State Board of Education. It is an entirely different elected body. I did not do anything with the state legislature at all. Nothing. I'd been in Lubbock for 3 years before you ran for office. I helped you get elected so that police could get to you easier. There is a reason I helped you get elected. You don't think we already knew what you were when I got there? You're the reason I moved to Lubbock. I could have moved anywhere. Why Lubbock? So, I've known these guys most of my adult life. When you piss me off, you piss them off. When you take something from me, they go apeshit on y'all. So, this is called obstruction of justice. The crime happened in Tulsa. I live in Tulsa. I'm a citizen of the state of Oklahoma. I'm domiciled. I rented a house. I paid utilities. My kid was at Sapulpa School, high school. I had a job in Oklahoma. I did not live in Texas. These charges were filed in Texas. The crime happened in Tulsa at Lady Godiva's, where I work. At my work. I'm just going to work, doing normal things normal people do. Why are you there? This is the callback from TPD on the 15th, asking for evidence. So you obstructed justice. I got death threats right here. I was getting sick. My son saw me throw up. I went and bought charcoal to absorb it so I could just go to work. He doesn't just say, yeah, we gave you arsenic. He says, I can't promise it won't end without death and destruction. I'm like, the stalking. I want it to stop. Oh, let your life fade away. That's a death threat. If somebody's threatening death and false arrest, you need a fucking protective order from that guy, don't you? Okay, so you have to file a police report. You don't have a choice. It's the law. My first order was denied. Number 2 reason, I didn't have the report with me. You knew that. You went into court and you lied. You were a nobody. You don't move into a new neighborhood 3 years before somebody else and then go to the new guy and say, introduce me to all the neighbors. I already knew people. I didn't need you. You didn't represent me. John Frullo did. I left Texas, Lubbock, before you became a senator. I've always been a Republican. And you don't matter. You're the smallest, most podunk, nobody, nothing in the state. Your district is very small. It's 86% Republican. There's no reason to get rid of you. Then another guy would be exactly like you. So there's no reason to spend a lot of money and a lot of time and move twice and go through court and not say anything to anybody but a few close friends for 4 years. Then say something. I kept my mouth shut for 4 years. I went to Ben and Jordan and I said, I didn't go to the media with this. I didn't hurt him. I'm coming to you. That guy's a stalker. You need to get a handle on it. And they didn't. You got worse. You got weirder. Tell the grand jury all that. You conceal any material fact from the jury, who is the deciding body. they will get your ass for another perjury count. How many are there already? This was perjury. You didn't tell Judge Hanson. She has to file a police report. By the way, I don't have any evidence of a political vendetta because there's not one. It has not a fucking thing to do with my job. By the way, there was no investigation. No evidence was collected because I obstructed justice. Because that would have changed the outcome, don't you think? You don't have probable cause that a crime was committed, do you? I'm acting in compliance with the law in the state where I fucking live, don't I? I got texts Detective Egan hadn't seen yet because you obstructed justice, so she couldn't see it. I didn't get a blood test to confirm or rule out arsenic or something else that I was being given, just like Mike Neely. We're both drugged. We're not tested. Mike was tested, but not in a timely manner. I'm not tested at all. And then we both end up false arrested on a perjury, on a fraud. How many times have you done that? How many people have you made lie? You're trying to force me to lie. You've got an affidavit I'm not even supposed to know about. I will not sign that. I will not sign it. I'll crumple it up and shove it in your mouth. Okay? That's what's going to happen. You don't get anywhere near me. You want to threaten me to my face, but wear a football helmet and a nut cup and stand 500 feet away and shout it. Because if you get too close, I'm not going to wait to see if you got a chloroform rag or some creepy little murder weapon like you like to do, or a shot. I'll beat the hell out of you. Your balls will be in your brain. Sitting there by yourself, all wrinkled up and old. Watching TV, pretending that's your life. All alone with a doll. Living the dream. Right? Why don't women like me? While I'm in jail for the first one. Oh, and they come to me and ask me to lie. And I said, fuck you. I'm not going to lie for you. I'll stay quiet, but there's one caveat. Mr. Perry can never contact me again, ever. So this is what this says, that he's not to contact me again. I went to therapy. My shrink did not diagnose me with mental illness. What she said is, Charles escalates more than you can ignore. She just wants him to leave her alone, her and her family. She's worried about her family, too. He's a threat to all of them, isn't he? Did you tell the grand jury that? While you sit there all by yourself with your doll, living the dream. Okay, so he went at me while I'm in jail. He's going, we're gonna send her home and harass the hell out of her, ruin her life, take her car away, wreck her car. My car's been wrecked 5 times in 3 years. I've already told this story. I'm having to tell it again. Maybe the grand jury needs to hear from me. So, what about our grand jury, Mr. Perry? What about our grand jury? In your criminal case, that I know you saw a grand jury today. We're going to send her home, harass the fuck out of her, and when she talks about it, we'll lie and say she's harassing us. You're the provocation, you're the instigator, you're the antagonizing. And you're doing it to get me to talk about it. So you can take it into court before a grand jury and lie. It's called entrapment, isn't it? If there's not even a crime there. I'm screaming just like the other girl is. She did that on our TikTok. I'm doing it now, here. A different YouTube, Facebook, a blog, TikTok, whatever it is I fucking feel like doing it on. We have freedom of expression. We can say how we feel when you rape us, or make us feel raped, or stalk us, or lie about us, and smear us, and try to do the Stormy Daniel thing, or coerce us, or traffic us, or voyeur us. We get to talk about it, and how you make us feel. It's not against the law. Right, Mr. Consueler? Right? Do you and I need to have a meeting, sir? You're not in the loop. Maybe you need to get in the loop, sir. That's it right there. They want to use you as a test case before the Supreme Court. We're going to lie and say it's cyberbullying. Look at the date on that, April 11, 2018. Yep. Look at that. Use me as a test case before the Supreme Court. November 14, 2017. You're provoking. You're the but for. You're the proximate cause. You are the causation. You're doing things intentionally. You're doing things maliciously to get a reaction, to get me to talk about it. And then when I talk about it, you can go to court and go, oh, see, I'm the victim. She told on me. I don't like that. I need her to lie. Yeah, and I said no. Didn't I? No means no. Look at that. It's right here. Because you planned it. It was malicious. You premeditated it. And you executed your plan. And you got caught. On January 29, 2021, you went to Kirkendall. And she said, it looks to me like you're doing exactly what she says you're doing. So what I need you to do is leave her the hell alone so I can rule out entrapment and provocation. Because it looks to me, I'm seeing it. Looks, you're just doing what she said. She wouldn't do what you wanted. You kicked it out of her court and went to Parker. Judy Parker. Right? Is it still with Judy Parker and you just need a grand jury to just, seal the deal? Tell the grand jury the whole story. Don't conceal a material fact from the deciding body. My guys will charge you with perjury. All of you. Not just Charles, anybody and everybody who conceals a material fact from the deciding body or flat out lies. Okay? If I know about it, if I know what you're doing, before, I'm not in jail. It's not something to explain something away after the fact. They got a court order to hear the whole proceeding today, Charles. They had to have probable cause for that. To get the court order, don't you think? Yeah, you're in a lot of trouble. In the purview of law enforcement, what is my guy going to do to you? When's he going to do it, and how bad will it be? It will be in direct proportion to how bad you've made my life with your crime. I'm in a whole different state. You don't live here. Why are you here? Go be with your own fucking family. This is my disclaimer. You're the but for Mr. Perry doing these criminal acts to me. I wouldn't say anything about it. I assert the right to equal protection of the laws that are supposed to protect me, Mr. Kunzweiler, against Mr. Perry's domestic violence, trafficking, voyeurism, hacking, cloning, harassing, menacing, threats, attempted murder, assault and battery. You're violating my civil rights. I don't like that. Nobody does. So we got a order to listen to everything you do. Because if it's a lie, you're going to get charged with perjury. Look at all that. There's witness tampering. Right here. Prevent and delay the reporting of a crime. You obstructed justice in the first one. And the first one was dismissed. Yeah, because you tried to kill me, then you obstructed justice, you committed perjury. Where's the evidence of a political vendetta that had anything at all to do with your job? Produce the evidence. What's the issue? Lubbock is 86% Republican. That means they're going to vote for a conservative Republican no matter what. You don't want to spend time and resources on the smallest district in the state that is that Republican. The only way to flip that is you got to move a company in from California to completely change the voter demographics. Otherwise, you end up with the same pro-life guy, pro-protection of marriage, all that. Right? All the very conservative Republican values. I've always been a Republican. Okay. So what was the vendetta? Where's the tweets? Where's the Facebook messages about your job? Where's the evidence that there was a false police report filed? Oh, there's not any, because you obstructed justice. That wasn't even an investigation. You destroyed my blood evidence, so we can't rule out or confirm arsenic, can we? Yeah, that's a very serious crime, too. Tampering with evidence. Kunzweiler, you did not a fucking thing about that, did you? Okay, so did you tell the grand jury that? Then there's all this. Okay, so here's this. All the disclaimer. This right here, connecting the dots, says what police are supposed to do when a victim comes to them with stalking. You don't hand the police report right to the offender so he can then obstruct justice, destroy your evidence, commit perjury. This right here talks about hacking the phone. They hack your phone. They follow you on your GPS on your phone. Okay, this right here is Dr. Russell. I recorded her when she said What you've got with Charles is he'll escalate more than you can ignore. See right there? Because you want to ignore a stalker as much as you can. But sometimes he'll escalate more than you can ignore. I went to her for a year and a half. I saw her for an hour to 2 hours every time I went in there. I went about twice a month. Once in a while, it was only once a month if our schedules conflict. She's got a letter right here, too. Make sure the jury sees that. Mr. Consueler, do not conceal material facts, sir. They'll get you, too. They're not playing games. This is a very serious matter. They killed a cop. Don't you care? Do you not care about the Miller family? Do you not care about the Neelys? Look at this. Before anybody else said it, I said it. He was drugged. He didn't do it. There's not a mark on the guy, is there? You can't beat someone to death, hit their head back and forth so hard their head comes off their body, and they die of internal decapitation. The ME said it was as bad as a car crash, and have not a mark on you, can you? So you're retaliating against me. I filed a motion to intervene. It's still on the docket. We were supposed to have had a hearing on standing. There was no hearing on standing. I've sued you 3 times. Oddly, I've not one time been in front of the judge to show my evidence or put witnesses. You always have these secret ex parte hearings and you get it kicked out. And then you go around, I won. Nope. You played Candyland against yourself and you beat you. You didn't have an opponent. In order to win, you got to have an opponent and a fair and square fight. Okay? Weirdo? Does your attorney not explain that to you? So, there's all the laws and the case citations, Mr. Kunzweiler, about what they did. We go through and we Sherlocked the whole case here. Okay? You're retaliating against me for my testimony for him. That's what you're doing. We Sherlocked Mike's whole entire case. Not a fucking thing on him. My guy tells me his attorney's gonna lie. Get in touch with him and see if you can't do something about that. So I did. I texted him. I want to testify. They kept me from testifying. Look at that. Where's the... Right there. The medical examiner said Miller was internally decapitated, which would require the same force as if somebody were in a car crash. Back and forth he's hit. And yet you got a guy that looks like that. There's nothing in the arrest report but a red swollen right hand. And he's got an IV needle in the right hand, which would make it red and swollen. It definitely doesn't look like somebody who beat somebody's head off. Back and forth like a car crash. The other thing he had was a busted nose and lip that happened when they pulled him off Lucky and threw him face first into the floor. That's a second event. It's not the event that caused the murder. So he doesn't look like he was in any kind of fight at all, and I brought that out, and you don't like that, and you're retaliating. Title 18 of the United States Code 1512 and 1513 prohibit any such thing. You are not to contact me anymore. Not only that, but they did contact. This is my email to the Florida State's Attorney in March 2020. He didn't do it. He was drugged. Sure as shit. He was given Narcan. There's the deposition right there. There's my testimony. They wanted to take my car right here. August 23rd, 2019, the very last sentence. I'm going to have her car towed and sold before she figures out it's not legit. It's not legal. Because a woman is easier to traffic if she has no car. No driver's license. No personal documents. Right? Sitting there all withered up all by yourself with your doll trying to figure out why you can't get women to like you. What could it be? What could it be? Living the dream, aren't you? These are a bunch of other testimonies from other people that anybody can look through there and read. I pulled out the key parts. Anybody can pull the whole thing up and look at it. Okay? Anybody can pull it up and look at it. It's on the Escambia County Sheriff's Department, county website, and you just put Michael Neely's name in there and it'll bring it right up. I've done it. There's my subpoena. Okay. So I need to find your email, your text, asking me how I knew you had to coax him. See, now you're kind of trying to coax me. There's the arrest report. You're trying to coax me to Florida, too. This was the report I sent that they were looking at right here, 6 days before that murder happened. How'd you know Mike had to be begged to go? And you asked me about 4 times, I would not answer that question. Who begged him to go? You? It wasn't Lucky. I know you put that out there that it was Lucky. It was not Lucky. It was you. Because you already premeditated his murder, and you just needed to get him there to do it. This is evidence of premeditation, murder in the first of a cop. When Michael didn't die, you just framed him, didn't you? And you just don't like me talking about it, do you? So you got my son to lie, or what? Yeah. Okay, this is Pinto. He offers me... Okay, this guy comes where I am, to my work, which he shouldn't have known I was going to be there, or where I work, and tells me, your husband sent me. And I'm like, I'm not married. I think you got the wrong one. It's recorded right here. Anybody can listen to it, and typed up. These are the transcripts. And we argue, and I finally go... He finally says, the Texas senator, and I'm like, we're in court right now. I've sued them. There's an ongoing, open court case. And the guy ignores me and offers me instead. And he tries to talk me into dropping the case. Handle it a different way, he says. Look at that. Sleep with him and he'll give you $5,000. He solicits prostitution on behalf of Mr. Perry. In Oklahoma, where I work. I take this in within a request for an injunctive order to the federal court. Judge Payne, who is from Lubbock, of all places, kicks it to Lubbock. This gave him jurisdiction right here if there was nothing else. And he doesn't take jurisdiction. It happened in Oklahoma. Oklahoma has jurisdiction. He kicks it to Lubbock, where they take Judge Cummings hunting, and the whole thing's dismissed. Again, I have never been in a hearing where I show my evidence. I was in the first hearing. Mr. Perry filed a motion to dismiss. It was denied. After that, they won't let me in court again. 5 attorneys who are seasoned attorneys can't go against one woman with not a lick of law school. That is pathetic. Now you got a grand jury trying to shut me up, aren't you? Yeah. There's also, last but not least, this details like a shit ton of stuff. How, the suspicion around Justice Scalia dying in West Texas while you were planning this fraud upon the highest court in land, right? To use me as a test case after you provoke and provoke and provoke and entrap and provoke and entrap. And I'm in jail, you're planning it, everybody in jail's talking about it. And oddly, Justice Scalia, who is a First Amendment guy, flag burning, he said, is free speech. It's freedom of expression. If I'm king, I'd hang the guy, but I'm not the king, and we have a Constitution, and the Constitution protects his speech. And you didn't like that. So he ends up in West Texas. Well, we're all there. I'm illegally incarcerated. You're planning the second false arrest on the harassment deal, and he dies. And then all of a sudden it's all swept under the rug, and William O'Ritchie, who's a murder cop from Washington, D.C., retired commander, starts asking questions. Wait a minute. Why wasn't protocol followed for a United States Supreme Court judge, as it would have been were he dying? Had he died in D.C.? They did not afford a United States Supreme Court judge the proper protocol when he dies, as he would have been afforded had he died in D.C. What's going on in West Texas? So now there's suspicion around you about that too. Okay? And it's all here. Tell the grand jury about all that, Charles. Explain that to your grand jury. Mr. Kunzweiler, I'm just giving you full disclosure. Every time there's a grand jury convened, we will hear the entire thing, just like we did today. The most disgusting part was my child. You were told to stay the fuck away from my family. Her privacy is not to be invaded. You don't contact her or her family in any way, shape, or form. And she's not to be broke anymore. Whatever it is you broke, you fix it, and you get the fuck out. And we never hear from you again. Or I'll do it for you. So in the purview of his job in law enforcement, Mr. Perry, he's not just getting names. What's he going to do to y'all? How bad will it be? And when's he going to do it? Yeah, you don't know, but your conduct is making everybody sick at their stomach, and everybody hates y'all, and they're sick and tired of y'all, so we don't have any problems getting information. Snap of a finger. And nobody will tell you who's doing it and how, will they? Yeah. Nope. Everybody hates y'all. They want y'all gone. Get the fuck out.
because he said, let me talk to you for 2 minutes. It doesn't matter if it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes. If she said no, no means no. Rape culture is the comments that she has on her video about how she should have just spoke to him or dressed differently. Rape culture is me taking the heat for calling out other men for their terrible behavior. Rape culture is trying to explain stuff as, oh, it's just locker room talk. No, it's not locker room talk. You should talk the same way wherever you are. We all know that rape is not about sex, it's about power. So for you to force yourself on somebody, even if you're just talking to them, is disgusting, dude.
Alright, so how many emails we have, Mr. Perry, of all the stuff you tried to do to me, day after day after day after day. There's a lot of it here. There's a lot of it here. Email after email. They want to false arrest me for this. Then it's that. Then you change it. Then you get caught. Then you change it. Right? All of this right here, when you contact me, we get this stuff. Ask Geppetto, Sanjay, Lucius. Do they think that's cute? What about this? Mr. Perry typed in my other phone just now. I'm really happy. Are you? Guess what? I don't give a fuck. Did I ask you? I said get the fuck out of my phone, didn't I? And there's this. I don't care how you feel. I said don't contact me, weirdo. Don't contact me. Stay the fuck away from me. Get away from me. And there's all this. And when you don't, you piss me off. You piss my guys off. Everybody's angry. And then we get more. Your leaks start ranting. We got all kinds of information on your criminal activity. Okay? Look at all that. And then, while I'm in jail, Charles, he just did it again. Get the fuck out of my phone. Nobody understands why you think I care what you think. Nobody understands why you think that. Delusion. Delusion from Huntington's disease. This right here, my guys, get me in jail. You know who this is? It's not your name there, is it? Nope. It is Fabian's name. Fabian, the one I tell my friend. She's like, are you dating anybody? No, but I like this guy named Fabian at work. Right? These are the texts to him. Does anything look political here? No. I'm telling him a guy came into my work. It was David Robertson. This was the night he came into my work. And this is the conversation Dave and I had about Fabian. There was nothing about politics or your job. Our shrink is like he's unable to identify his legislative duties or even what state he legislates in. He doesn't legislate in Oklahoma. Yeah. Pulling up behind a woman's house isn't what you do to pass a law in Texas. This is Fabian right here. Intersecting with the word hope. You're just a little butt-in. Always a wannabe, never the one wanted. You cause fear and sadness. They get that to me in jail. We all heard what you said in the grand jury today. I wasn't supposed to know there was a grand jury. I wasn't supposed to know there was an affidavit. I wasn't supposed to know you have Huntington's disease. And I wasn't supposed to know you trafficked me. You sold me, you took half up front, and you have to deliver to get the rest. And that's all that matters to you. And you need a smear campaign. Yeah. Duly noted for our record. I don't know what the hell Mr. Coonswheeler's doing. He better get on the same page, though. It's going to, sometimes these things, if you're not in the loop, can make you look bad later down the road. It'll kick your ass, won't it? So, there's all that. These right here, Mr. Coonswheeler, let's not conceal material facts from the deciding body, are texts to friends dated 2011 about Mr. Perry's stalking conduct. I'm telling his guy, I didn't go to the media with this and hurt him. I'm only telling close friends. These two didn't even live in Texas. So why are you threatening to ruin my business? Pulling up behind my backyard is not part of your legislative responsibilities or what you need to do to pass a law in Texas. You don't live in Oklahoma. Get the fuck out. Why are you always here? Tell the jury, how often are you in Oklahoma and why? How often are you with my family and why? Why aren't you with your own family? And I don't give two fucks what you think. Didn't ask you, did I? I said, stay the fuck away from me. You weird motherfucker. Stay away from me. How embarrassing for you that the sum total of the last 10 years of your life is you sit by yourself, all wrinkled up and old, watching TV with your doll. Living the dream. Why can't I get women to like me? Did you show the jury these, Mr. Kunzweiler? Maybe you and I ought to meet so you get in the loop. Because you're not in it now. Or you wouldn't do what you did today. Don't conceal a material fact. It'll come back and kick your ass later.